Namaste, everyone, and a massive, very warm welcome to all of you. You are here for the 42-day Technical Teachers Certificate Training Program. Now look, you already know your subjects inside and out, right? You are absolute technical experts. But over these next 42 days, we are going to undertake a really beautiful and essential journey together. We are going to transform you from brilliant technical experts into truly effective, inspiring educators, capable of creating an attractive, creative, and animated classroom transaction. To do this, we absolutely have to look at the science of how we teach and how students actually learn. Our explainer today is going to serve as your foundational roadmap for this exact transition. Okay, let's dive straight in. Here is our master blueprint, the 9 core principles of educational psychology for teachers. It covers the whole shebang from understanding a child's mind to your very own professional growth as a teacher. We are going to break down every single one of these 9 principles, step by step, to show you exactly how educational psychology is literally the ultimate tool for improving the quality of your education transaction in the classroom. To make this incredibly easy to digest, we've synthesized these 9 core principles into 5 structured buckets for our agenda today. Number 1, the psychology of teaching. 2, mastering classroom dynamics. 3, motivation and inclusive education. 4, guidance, assessment, and learning. And finally, number 5, your professional educator journey. Section 1, the psychology of teaching. Before we can even think about imparting technical skills, we really must first build a foundation entirely on understanding the student sitting right in front of you. So what exactly is educational psychology? Well, as our source material outlines, it is the scientific understanding of both the learners and the teaching-learning process itself, all with one massive goal: to improve educational quality. Think of it as your ultimate scientific translation tool. It's the bridge that connects your highly advanced technical knowledge to the developing understanding of your students because, without it, you're kind of just speaking into an empty room. And that brings us to the very first principle, understanding the student. Look, our learners are not just empty vessels waiting for technical data downloads. They are complex individuals. Educational psychology helps us understand their multifaceted development. We're talking their physical and mental states, their social and emotional growth, and even their moral development. But more importantly, it highlights individual differences. When you actually know a student's unique interests, their personality, and their specific learning style, you can mold your instruction to fit them perfectly, rather than expecting them to just automatically mold to you. And this brilliantly illustrates the second principle, improving the teaching-learning process. Once you understand the student, you can apply that knowledge directly to how you teach. It's a super logical 3-step flow. First, you select the appropriate teaching methods. Second, you choose the necessary tools and techniques, maybe using a physical model instead of just a standard textbook. And third, you arrange the learning experiences strictly based on the needs and interests of those students. It completely takes the guesswork out of lesson planning. Now, let me ask you a question that I know for a fact is on the minds of many technical trainees here. How do we maintain discipline in a lively classroom without losing the respect and affection of our students? It's a really delicate balance, isn't it? Well, let's explore the scientific answer to this. Section 2, Mastering Classroom Dynamics. As we shift our focus from the individual learner to the classroom as a living, breathing ecosystem, we reach our third principle. True classroom management, true discipline, isn't just about enforcing strict rules or waving a stick. It is about scientifically understanding exactly why students behave the way they do. What is the root cause of the disruption? Are they just bored? Are they struggling with a complex technical concept? When you actually understand the cause of the behavior, managing the classroom becomes a matter of strategy, not just blunt authority. To answer our earlier question, the science points us toward democratic discipline. Instead of a rigid, authoritarian classroom, educational psychology strongly advocates for creating a positive, cooperative learning environment. By utilizing democratic management techniques, like giving students a voice and fostering mutual respect, you maintain total order while simultaneously keeping their absolute respect. It's all about cooperation, my friends, not coercion. Section 3, Motivation and Inclusive Education. Now, a well-managed classroom is wonderful. Absolutely. But it means very little if some of your students are being left behind. So the crucial point is principle number 4, inclusive education. In any technical classroom, you're going to have a really wide spectrum of abilities. You must identify these individual differences. Inclusive education means you actively support the slow learners who just need a bit more time with a concept. It means you challenge the gifted students so they don't lose interest and tune out. And crucially, it means providing the right guidance and accommodations for students with special needs. A true educator literally leaves no student behind. Which ties directly into the fifth principle, motivation. How on earth do you get a student excited about a complex technical subject? Well, you have to understand their underlying needs and interests first. Once you identify what naturally drives your students, you can use the exact right methods to trigger that motivation. You aren't just pushing them to learn, you are actually inspiring them to want to learn.
Section 4. Guidance, Assessment, and Learning.
Let's look at the practical, day-to-day applications of evaluating students and providing pastoral care. Principle 6 reminds us of a very noble truth. Your role is not confined to being just a technical instructor. You are a guide. Educational psychology equips you with basic counseling knowledge, because sometimes a student cannot grasp a technical concept, not because they lack intelligence, absolutely not. It's because they are burdened with personal, social, or academic problems outside the classroom. By providing basic guidance, you help remove these invisible barriers to learning. Next up is the seventh principle, evaluation and assessment. Please remember this one. Assessment is not merely about slapping a grade or a percentage on a paper at the end of the term. It is a diagnostic tool. Understanding different types of tests helps you accurately evaluate achievement. But more importantly, when you identify specific learning problems through these tests, you can immediately provide targeted remedial teaching to correct the course before it's too late. And Principle 8 focuses on understanding the learning process itself. When you apply established learning principles in your teaching, you aren't just helping students memorize facts for a test tomorrow. You are fostering meaningful, creative, and stable learning. And in technical fields, stable learning is everything. These are hands-on skills they are going to use for a lifetime. Section 5, Your Professional Educator Journey. Let's move to our final section and see how this builds you up. We've talked entirely about the student so far. Now we turn the lens right back onto you. The ninth and final principle is perhaps the most personal, the teacher's professional development. You see, educational psychology isn't just a tool to analyze others, it's a mirror to analyze yourself. It increases your self-awareness regarding your own behavior and your unique teaching style. Through this constant self-evaluation, you continuously improve your teaching abilities and evolve into a highly effective educator. It really is the engine for your ongoing professional growth. And this right here is the exact transformation you are undergoing in these 42 days. You're moving from the pure technical expert, brilliant for sure, but focused solely on the subject matter, to the effective educator, someone who is equally brilliant in the subject, but uses constant self-evaluation and psychological principles to ensure that knowledge actually transfers successfully to the students. To summarize our entire session today, let's look at this concluding thought directly from our source material. Educational psychology provides a scientific understanding of students and learning, paving the way for better teaching, management, evaluation, and comprehensive professional development. It truly is the golden thread that ties your entire educational mission together. My dear trainees, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. You already know your technical craft. You have proven that time and time again. But as you step into your new classrooms, armed with these 9 principles of educational psychology, are you ready to master the craft of teaching? Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the absolute best on this exciting 42-day journey.